Hello Grade 2s and welcome back to WorksheetCloud. Welcome to your Grade 2 Maths lesson for today, and I hope you've had a lovely day so far and that you're ready to learn something new and exciting with me again. If there are any things that you don't understand, or if you have any questions after the lesson, you can just ask Mommy or Daddy to help you. Send an email to grade2@worksheetcloud.com and we will try and answer your questions as quickly as possible. Now, if this is the first time that you're watching a lesson with us, or if you've never seen me in a lesson before, my name is Teacher Taryn. And today we're going to have a look at time. Now, we've already looked at time in a previous lesson before, but today we are going to look at time that can pass, passing time, how time passes while we are busy with something, or how it passes on the clock. And this is called elapsed time. Now, before we can start, we need to remember a few important things that we've learned before, and we need this to be able to know how time passes. So 60 minutes is 1 hour, and in 1 hour, the hands of the clock, the minute hand, is going to tick 60 times all the way around the clock, so that it is 60 minutes, which is 1 hour. So in half an hour, it will be half the minutes. So half of 60 is 30 minutes. So 30 minutes is called half an hour. There are 24 hours in one day. Now, we aren't awake for all 24 of those hours. For most of that or half of that, we are asleep. So one day is 24 hours. There are 7 days in 1 week, and in a school week, there are 5 days because we go to school from Monday to Friday. Now, we've looked at these clocks before, and we've looked at that long hand on the clock. There are always 2 hands on the clock, and the long hand tells us the minute. So when the long hand is on the 12, it is o'clock. When the long hand is on the 6, it is half past. This is the name we give the time when the long hand is on that number on the clock. Now, on these 2 clocks, you'll see there's a pink and there's a green side. The pink side is always the past side because the hand of the clock ticks from the 12 and then it ticks all the way around like we would count. From the 12, it goes to the 1, 2, 3, and this way. And that we call clockwise. Now, when the hand of the clock is ticking on the pink side, we say it is past something. Whatever hour we are working in the day, we say it is past that hour. But now when the long hand is on the green side, we say it is to the next hour. Then we are excited about the next hour that is coming. So we say it is something to the next hour. So when the long hand is on the 3, the name we give that is quarter past. And when the long hand is on the 9, the name we give that is quarter to. Now, we always look at the long hand first when we are trying to tell the time, and then we look at the shorthand. Now, the shorthand is always going to tell us the hour that we are working in. Remember, we said there are 24 hours in a day. So, our long hand is on the 12, so our name we give it is o'clock. But now we need to look for our shorthand. That's going to tell us what hour we're working in. Our shorthand is exactly on the 5, so we say that it is 5 o'clock. Now, 5 o'clock can either be early in the morning while you are still sleeping, or 5 o'clock can be later on in the afternoon, just before you are going to eat supper. Okay, it is still o'clock. The long hand is still on the 12. We're going to look for our shorthand to tell us the hour, and it is on the 9. So we say that it is 9 o'clock. Now this is either after you've already started school or it's late at night when you are already fast asleep. Okay, our shorthand is on the 1. It is still o'clock, so it is 1 o'clock. Now this is either very close to when you are going to end your school day, or it is very, very early in the morning, just past midnight, the first hour of the day. Okay, and our last o'clock, the shorthand is on the 10, so it is 10 o'clock. Now, when the long hand is on the 6, the name we give it is half past. Now we need to look for that shorthand to tell us which hour we are working in, and it is half past. Now we've got to look just past the 8. So the half past hour hand is always going to be exactly halfway between two numbers. If you draw an imaginary little line that continues, you'll see that it is already halfway through, and we always look at the last hour we were working with. So we look at the smaller number, it's an 8 and a 9 that it is between, but we look at the 8 and it is half past 8. Let's look at the next one. Our long hand is still on the 6, it is still half past, and we look at the short hand, which is now between the 4 and the 5. And we always look at the smaller number, so it is half past 4. Our long hand is still on the half past on the 6, and the short hand is between the 11 and the 12. So it is half past 11. Okay, and our last one, our long hand is still on the 6, and it is half past between the 5 and the 6. So it is half past 5. Okay, remember we said that when our long hand is on this side, it is the past side, and it is now on the 3, so it is quarter past. Now we need to look for our short hand, and it is quarter past 1. Okay, the long hand is still on the 3, so it is still quarter past. And now I'm going to have a look at the short hand, which is on the 7, so it is quarter past 7. Okay, quarter past. Now I look for my short hand, and it's on the 10, so it is quarter past 10. And now it is quarter past. What do you think it's going to be? Yes, well done. It is quarter past 9. Okay, the last one, when the long hand is on the 9, it is called quarter to, and that is the name that we give it. And let's have a look and see if we can do this together. Quarter to, now we need to look at the short hand, and the short hand is just before the 2, so it is quarter to 2. See if you can do this one by yourself. It is quarter to. Look, the shorthand, which number is it just before? Yes, well done. It is quarter to 5. And the next one, it is quarter to 12. And it is quarter to 8. So when the long hand is on the 9 and it is quarter to, it means it is almost 8 o'clock, just before 8. Okay, so this clock is telling us that it is 7 o'clock. Now, this long hand ticks on the clock, and it ticks all the way around. And then when it gets to the 6 at the bottom, it is half past 7. But as that long hand ticked all the way around that side of the clock to get to half past, it means that a half an hour has passed. So from 7 o'clock to half past 7 is a half an hour, 30 minutes, or we can say it is a half an hour later. Now, when the long hand is On the 12, we're going to look at 7 o'clock again. And now this long hand is going to tick, and it's going to tick all the way around the clock. And can you see that short hand is also moving very slowly and all the way around. And now it is 8 o'clock. And as that long hand went all the way around the clock 60 times, 60 minutes has passed. So from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock is 1 hour. It's just 1 hour later. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at the green family, and we're going to have a look at what their day looks like and how time passes from when they wake up in the morning to when they go to bed at night. So here's a mom and a dad, and it looks like there are 2 brothers, and there's a little sister. And the green family, they wake up at this time. So let's see, what time do they wake up? The long hand is on the 12, so it's o'clock. And my short hand is on the 7, so it is 7 o'clock. So they wake up at 7 o'clock. Now, the green family has to be at school and at work at this time. So the long hand is still on the 12, it's still o'clock, and now the short hand is on the 8, so it is 8 o'clock. So they wake up at 7 o'clock and they've got to be at work or at school by 8 o'clock. So how long do they have to get ready and to eat breakfast and to drive to where they need to be? We said it was 1 hour. So they have 1 hour to do all of those things until they have to be at school or at work. So 1 hour has passed from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Okay, so this is the little brother, and his name is Josh. So from 8 o'clock, he arrives at school at 8 o'clock, and his school day ends at this time. So it's still o'clock, the long hand is still on the 12, the short hand is on the 11, so it is 11 o'clock. So he starts at 8 o'clock and he ends at 11 o'clock. So how long is his school day? 8, let's count on, 9, 10, 11. So he has 3 hours at school. 3 hours pass from when his school day starts to when his school day ends. Okay, and then this is the little sister, and she seems to be a little bit older than Josh, and her name is Jess. So mom collects Josh at 11 o'clock, and then she collects Jess at this time. And what is this time? The long hand is on the 6, so it is 12:30. My short hand is between the 11 and the 12, so it is 11:30. Well done, 11:30. So how much time passes from when mom has to collect Jess? We have a half an hour. Well done. The long hand went from the 12 all the way around to the 6, and a half an hour has passed. Okay, so this is now the older brother, and his name is John. And if mom collected Jess at 11:30, and this is the time that she collects John, what is the time that she has to collect John, or John's school day ends? The long hand is on the 12, and the short hand is also on the 12, so it is 12 o'clock. So how much time passes from when mom collects Jess to when she has to collect him, or how much time does she have to get to the next school? She has a half an hour. Well done. 11:30 is a half an hour all the way to get to 12 o'clock. Okay, so from 12 o'clock she collects John at school, and then the family eats supper together at this time. So what time is this? The long hand is on the 12. It is o'clock, and the short hand is on the 6. So it is 6 o'clock. So from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock when the family eats supper, how much time do they have to do homework or to play outside or to have a nap in the afternoon? They have, let's count together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 hours to do all of those things in the afternoon, because after 12 o'clock in the middle of the day, the next hour is going to be 1 o'clock. We start at 1 again. So well done, grade 2s. You are such clever boys and girls, and I hope that you've enjoyed learning about time and how time passes. And I hope now that you're going to be able to use this and look at the clock and see what the time is and how much time you have to do something, or how much time has passed since you started something. So have a lovely day, grade 2s, and I hope you have a lovely day further. And thank you for watching this lesson with me today. And until the next time we can learn together again, goodbye, grade 2s. And this lesson was brought to you by WorksheetCloud.